Hello everyone, my name is Yodit and today I brought a guest, Don Bogardes, and I'll let him introduce who is he, what he's working on.
Hi everyone. Like Yodit said, thank you so much for having me. I really am excited to talk to you today. So my name's Don. I live in Utah and I help run the Utah Java Users Group, and I'm on the program committee for the Arc of AI conference, which is happening this week in Austin. It's been a wonderful experience, and thank you to Venkat Subramaniam for organizing. He's amazing.
Yes.
How much do we love Venkat? We just can't say it how much. Venkat, we love you. We hope you're tagged in this. You've been such a positive influence on my life and the community. I can't thank you enough. So let's see, what am I interested in nowadays? I love agents, I love AI, I love helping the community understand it, our fellow developers, helping them come up to speed on what my my strong opinions are as far as where things are going and how to help, and we can explore some of those opinions, and I'm excited to get yours as well.
Yes. So how is it running a user group, a Java user group for almost 20 years has been like successfully launching for almost 20 years? I don't think it's something easy. And I would like to hear what is the challenge, how is it going? Yeah.
Yes. And so the things we've learned over the years is the various techniques to increase attendance. There's two fascinating factors. What gets people in the doors, the primary factor, if it's a unknown speaker, it's the topic. If it's a known speaker, then that's it. People know the speaker, they will just show up for anything, which is good. And so if it's an unknown speaker, the topic, of course, you get a good topic, people will show up. But the quality of the presentation, no matter what the topic, is always determined by the speaker themselves. So a good speaker can make anything interesting regardless of the topic. It is immaterial. But people will not show up for anything else besides those two things we've tried, bigger prizes, better food, like conversation tables, breakouts afterwards, and those are the factors to focus on, and keeping a focus on just the benefits of the community, and just the fellow developers, and just like you with the Dallas, I almost said Denver. The Denver Jug guys are great too, but I think the Dallas Jug is about to eclipse us all. So good luck keeping up. So and you're
amazing. I've been going since last year, and I've become more consistent this year intentionally. I have another meeting on Wednesdays, which is a Toastmaster, so I have to skip that one every month of the second week of each month. And yeah, that's how I get to know about Venkat and the January event. I get to have a free ticket because of the Java user group in Dallas. Thank you so much. And I've been learning a lot recently about data-oriented programming or whatever is trending in the market. It will be presentation, demo, so if I'm interested I can clone the repo that I did for 2 of the workshop. It was really interesting, so I went home and finished the workshop. So it's 3 hours, amazing workshop every month, so it's keeping me engaged, and also integrating what is new and get to meet amazing people. So it's really amazing. I love it. Always that's in my calendar every second Wednesday of the month. And yeah, that's how I'm here. This is 175 people attending this event, and it's really successful, and yeah, you're part of the committee also. Thank you so much for this. So what are you interested these days about AI? How are you utilizing it? How are you guardrailing the non-deterministic part of the AI in your...
That's a great question. So last year I was focusing on a single request to an AI service, getting the context just right and sending off a single request and getting an answer back. And that is I see that as kind of the story of 2025. And so the story of 2026 will be making agents work. So when you have a more complex task that requires some reasoning, you give it what it needs and some tools, and you set it off on a mission, and it'll come back with the results, hopefully that you need. And so the key to both of those was having a strong test harness and test themselves. So as you change the AI, as you change its prompt, as you change the model, as you change the inputs, you can hit a button and you can make sure it passes the verifications. And so you might ask, well, it's not deterministic, how do you verify it? And you use, just the classic or the technique as far as the LLM as a judge. So you have another LLM judge, did you meet this criteria? Like, did the response mention the word blue? And that will still pass if the AI under test says Azure. The LLM doing this test will say, oh yeah, the blue was mentioned. And so having a vast test suite is I think the key to having successful agents.
Amazing. So for people who is joining or integrating AI to their life, what do you recommend so that they can be on board and as productive as senior developers and they're not missing out, so they can keep up with the markets?
Okay. So I would say if you're new to the market, you actually have a big advantage right now. A lot of developers are in a mode where they are in mourning for the days past where humans would write code. I think the sooner people come to the acceptance phase that it's the era of humans writing code is over. It's the agent's job now. And there's a lot of senior people aren't going to let that go. So the younger people, they will embrace it. So back to your question, the advice is you pick something you're interested in and you build it. No amount of listening to me or any podcast or going to any conference is going to substitute for sitting down and having, the AI, building something in general. And, just pick something you're passionate about. And AI makes it so easy to build the little niche app that you feel might serve your neighborhood or your club, or your individual class. You build an app to serve the needs of one class you're taking, and you will learn so much. Getting those reps of building with AI is really important right now. Everyone should be building these reps.
Amazing. Wow, that's really good. So build and ship it faster than iterate.
Yes.
So do you think it will have changed for example, some companies require you to have lead code question for their interview process. Do you think that will change anytime soon, or do you think it's still important to keep it part of the interview process?
So I would say if you have a company interviewing you with like a lead code or something like that, I would say to stay away from those employers. They don't understand. A lot of these employers, they are stuck, and a lot of these companies are going to fail. And so it is very important at this point in your career to sniff those out. A lot of companies are invested in like a pricing model that's going away and a solution that is not going to be able to compete with agentic solutions. So that will be a radar that you should be completely invested in sniffing that out at like asking a company, like when you're talking to a company, you need to be interviewing them, because you could spend years of your life building things, spending time that aren't going to serve your career. And if you're not doing things with agents and building things with these systems, then your career could hopelessly drift off course. This is a critical time, in my opinion. Yes.
Interesting. Thank you so much. This is amazing. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're missing some of the conference because of this discussion. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Yodi.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good one.